Hi, welcome to one more episode of Zindagi Ka Safar. And this is the last episode which we are going to be having for season one. And I think there has been a lot of people who have been asking that why don't we have the Zindagi Ka Safar of Dr. Tuhin Banerjee. So we'll have him on the show. So welcome Tuhin. Let's hear about your Zindagi Ka Safar. Thanks a lot for inviting me. It's very interesting. Me talking to me about myself. Yeah. But I think when we are talking about Zindagi Ka Safar, there were a lot of friends who actually said, why not we hear about you? And I think this is exactly what we are trying to be doing. So let me very quickly talk about my bag. Yeah? So whenever we're looking at uh, any person, we talk about the blessings which someone has got, which is the B part of it, and we have got someone's achievements which are there, which is the A, and there are goals which all of
Mm,
us have. So let me quickly talk about it.
yeah.
Coming to the blessings, I was born in a middle class family. Parents put very good moral values in myself. My father had to move over during the Independence Day from Bangladesh to here, and he built up his whole life. So that itself was a huge amount of motivation which was there. Um, and then when we were looking at mother, she always was there taking care of the family. They always ensured that we had the best of facilities and opportunities, not only for myself but for my elder sister. Um, and as life moved on, the blessings kept on happening. I got married to Sumitra, who has been my life partner for nearly 25 years. And she has stood up next to me in all my challenges or difficulties which I had, always with a smile which has been there. And I have been blessed with two wonderful daughters, Priyanka, who for the last couple of years has been working in an IT firm, and Priyasha, who had just completed her 10th and she's into the 11th. Uh, so, from a blessing perspective, not only the family member, but I have been blessed with a lot of friends, and that's how the Zindagi Ka Safar was all about. It's wonderful to hear about your blessings, the B which is there. So why don't we move to the next one, as you said, which is about the capital A or your achievements. Let's hear them from you. Yeah, sure, sure. Why not? Yeah. So let me talk about the achievements which I have. Um, I was a good student all throughout my school, college. So I studied in SFA school and later on went into Sivaji Science to do my junior college, which was all
Mm,
based out of Nagpur. Was fortunate enough to get into a big reputed organization like
mm,
VRC or VNIT, Visvesvaraya Regional Engineering College, Nagpur. Um, and then I also completed my MBA after a couple of years, which was in from TFI Management Institute, Manipal. This bug of trying to study continued, and I think around 5 years back, I completed my PhD from Pacific University. I was fortunate to work with a lot of organizations, some of the bigger names in the private sector. Started with Reliance Industries, had moved
mm.
into
Yeah.
uh, organizations like ING Vessel Life
Yeah,
Insurance,
I agree.
have got into consulting, working with Infosys. And the last stint which I had was with Principal Financial Group, where I was heading the training function as head of learning and development. Uh, that, in very brief, is about my achievements. That's quite an impressive list of achievements. So, why don't we also hear about your goals? What do you want to be doing in the future? Okay. I think when you're looking at goals after nearly completing half a century, the goals have moved quite a lot. I think now the goal is more about uh, being happy, being peaceful, uh, trying to do things which I want to do, which is about interacting with friends, trying to pursue my passion, which is there, which is multiple
That's nice.
kinds of things which I have not been able to do during my career. And once in a while, wanting to give back to society as much as possible. So that would have been what my back will be all about, the blessing, achievements, and the goals which I have as of now. That's great. You have also a variety of creative pursuits. Um, you have written books. Uh, Once in a while, we do hear you singing. Tell us some of about some of these pursuits which you have. Yeah, what you're saying is correct. I think all of us have some amount of creative streak in ourselves. Sometimes we're allowed to use that once in a while in my different organizations. Different role required me to be creative in certain aspects, specifically in training and
Mm.
development about how do you teach
Yeah.
people in a creative manner. I think that moved little forward, and uh, when we are talking about writing, I used to be writing a lot of academic stuff which was there. And then I realized that why not try out some different genre which is there, and book writing was something. So I tried three different
Mm.
books which I've written. Um, Two of them were more
Mm.
on the
Mm.
management
Yeah.
side of academic side of ways. And the last one which I wrote about Jab Raja Met Rani is another novelty which is there,
Mm.
because I think it's about fiction and wanted
Mm.
to try something very, very different. Uh, in a similar way, when we are talking about singing, again, I think it's a passion and it's a hobby which is there. Um, uh, I just realized just around 2 3 years back that I can sing, and maybe not so badly as I always thought, because I've not been trained person. So slowly try to sing little bit here and there, and then try to move it little further. Because when we're looking at some of these as a not in a professional manner, but more
Mm.
from your
Mm.
personal
Yeah.
hobby perspective, um, you don't mind so much because you do many of these things, and uh, who are the people who will be listening to your amateur singing will be your friends and maybe the family
Mm.
members, and who are normally very
Mm.
good in trying to motivate you. Very rarely you will get anything negative coming from them. Even if you sing very badly, they will say, yeah, you have been doing a great job, which is there. So that's where the creative thing, it has been helping me to relax and live much more stress free life than what I had done in the last maybe 25 years. That's lovely. So will you say Zindagi Ka Safar is also one such creative venture of yours? Tell us a little bit about how was the response uh, of people who have heard this. Okay, you can say that. I think Zindagi Ka Safar had elements of being creative, because uh, my whole idea when I started it around 4 or 5 months back was basically to try and connect with friends, and also to try to understand about how their life has been, their struggles, how they have overcome those particular struggles, what have been their aspiration, what are things which they like. And I thought, why not record the whole conversation, and then bring it to a slightly bigger audience who are there. And I think it has been wonderful. I think we are doing the 75th episode, and I had the opportunity to speak to 74 wonderful person who are there. All of them very, very inspiring kind of life journeys all of them have. um, Many times we end up just talking about that one person who is the topmost in the particular field, and all of us try to idolize them. But what ends up happening, there are a lot of people who are doing extremely good work in every field which you look at, whether we are
Mm.
talking about a
Yeah.
professional, or whether we are talking about in business, whether in your personal life. And these are very interesting and very fascinating and motivating stories which are there. Uh, it was been well accepted by most of the people who have seen it. Uh, uh, there have been some very good feedback. I had the opportunity to give a talk to the Rotary Club of Belgaum, and where I was talking to 50 of their members, and I spoke about what are some of my observations and the learning which I had from the different talks which I had on Zindagi Ka Safar. And there was one individual who came and spoke. I don't know that gentleman, but he was being very kind. So an unknown person, he said, I have heard about your Zindagi Ka Safar, and it has been quite a good one. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's hear one such feedback which we have about Zindagi Ka Safar. Yeah, sure. I think we can play it out. It's a very small feedback from the individual. Yeah.
Very good evening to one and all. Dr. Sohin Banerjee, Zindagi Ka Safar. Sir, actually, I'm your follower. I've seen most of your videos on YouTube, and I've studied. You are basically from Nagpur, and you spent most of the childhood in Nagpur, and you made most of the videos on your friends, classmates, and most of your colleagues around. And what I found in your talk show is you connect people very well. Basically, you cover almost all ups and downs, success and failures, uh, family issues, and you make people very much connect. You make people very sentimental along with. That's the very best part of your talks actually. And on behalf of all my friends present here, and those are on Zoom platform because of the pandemic. We thank you for sparing your valuable time for all of us, and thank you very much for giving your time to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Okay, let's move to the last segment, I think, which you always have in Zindagi Ka Safar, Ask Me Anything, AMAs. Um, we have got lots of questions which has come from many of your friends who have asked you uh, one or two questions, which I think let's hear it out uh, about what they have asked you and what has been your response. Let's hear to some of the questions and maybe my response to those particular question on AMA Ask Me Anything. Yeah, sure.
So Tuhin, tell me one thing. तू एसएफएस से बाद में शिवाजी साइंस में आया, शिवाजी साइंस से बीआरसी में गया, राइट? और उसके बाद में आई रिमेम्बर समथिंग वाज गोइंग ऑन इन योर लाइफ अ लॉट, और सीधा बैंगलोर में जाके पता चला कि तू सीधा प्रोफेसर बन गए. क्या बात है यार, कैसे हुआ ये सब, बता तो.
Yeah, I think that's a very uh, great question, because I think becoming a professor, I don't think I would have ever thought I can become one, because all throughout my schooling days, as you said, or junior college or maybe engineering, I have only learned. I have never taught anyone anything. So I never knew that that is something I can do. But what ended up happening was very strangely, the first job which I got after doing my MBA, and I worked there for 1.5 years, there was a slowdown, and suddenly the company decided to stop that particular business. And they said, okay, you have 1 month to look out for a job. That was the notice period which was there. And in the Indian context, and in the starting of your career, you are not very clear about what is to be done. And the worst part, not the worst part, it was one of the challenges. In another 2 months, I was going to get married. Marriage was already fixed. I was going to get married. And 1 month before that, you are suddenly jobless. So that's where the situation is. So I didn't know what exactly I should be doing. So I said, okay, matlab, you have to just try. That's what the only thing which you can do. So I asked my professor of my MBA college, saying that, sir, I'm looking for a job because this is what has happened, and I am going to give you as my reference. So he said, yeah, no problem. I will be there as your reference if you want, but why don't you come and join us as a professor? Because we are always looking at people. So I said, so I have never taught and this, that. I have no idea how teaching is to be done. He said, no, you come and give it a try. If you don't like it, after 6 months, you can go back to the thing. So that's how it happened that I got a job, because then I had to quickly accept this offer, because I said, okay, I am not very sure in 1 month I'll get another job. So I accepted the offer, went and joined, and then got married. And then I realized after the first 3 or 6 months, I said, this is something which I like doing compared to whatever I have done for the last 4 or 5 years in the working field. And that's how I became a professor. So that's a very interesting story of a professor who has no idea about focus and now goes about giving gyan to people that boss, you need to have focus. There is a you need to plan your life. So many times you can't plan life and things happens based on what I think the Almighty has in store for you.
Yep. No, you're a great professor. That's what I heard.
Okay, thank you.
Writing books and all that stuff. It's beautiful. Your journey is really good.
Thanks a lot for those kind words. Thank you very much for this question, Aparna.
Hey Tuhin, I've been knowing you for quite some time. Tell me one thing honestly. How has your Bengali culture helped you in moving ahead in life?
Okay, the Bengali culture, the way it helped me was it just ensured that I get along with people quite well. Yeah, so um, since I think one of the very important aspect of our relationship is about interacting with people and talking, and we Bengalis like to do that. So we will talk about so many things. So the other person also is able to figure out what the person likes, does not like, and then uh, specifically for me, I was also a good listener, so I can listen quite a lot. So that definitely ensure that you are very open about with other people. So there's a trust which gets built up, and that has always helped, because I think any relationship or anything in life, if you can have trust, becomes much more easier. So I think that's the top of the mind answer for me, that how Bengali would have helped me, or Bengali culture would have helped me into moving ahead in my life. And thanks a lot for this particular lovely question. Yeah, Manisha.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
तो अभी सबसे पहले तो मुझे ये बता, आपने इतने सारे लोगों का इंटरव्यू लिया, आपको मेरा इंटरव्यू लेकर कैसा लगा?
अरे बाप रे, मतलब या सो मैंने इतने सारे लोगों का लिया, तो अब मैं दुश्मनी तो नहीं ले सकता हूँ 30 लोगों के साथ. ओके, सो बट आई थिंक दिस वाज वन ऑफ द टॉप मोस्ट इंटरव्यू व्हिच आई विल से, बिकॉज आप काफी फ्रैंकली यू हैव एक्चुअली गॉन अबाउट शेयरिंग अबाउट योर लाइफ व्हिच इज देयर. या सो थैंक्स अ लॉट, बिकॉज आप आई और मतलब एज अ मल्टी डायमेंशनल पर्सनालिटी आपने काफी
नहीं, ये सिर्फ जोक था, तो दैट वाज अ जोक.
ओके,
बाकी ऐसे मुझे पूछना है था कि कैसे क्या ये आइडिया दिमाग में आया, और कैसे क्या मतलब लोगों की तरफ जाना और इंटरव्यू लेना और दोस्तों के बारे में इतना जानना, ये आइडिया कहाँ से आया?
हाँ, I see what ended up happening is ये लॉकडाउन में मतलब आई थिंक हम लोग बाहर जा नहीं पा रहे और कई बार पता नहीं चल रहा है कि हमारे दोस्त भी कौन क्या कर रहा है. तो मैंने पहले सोचा कि यार अभी तो घर पे रहेंगे तो कभी कभी दोस्तों को बात कर लेंगे, और बातें आधे घंटा 45 मिनट हो ही जाता है काफ़ी टाइम के बाद बात कर रहे हो लोगों से. फिर मेरे दिमाग में आया कि मतलब ये कैप्चर क्यों नहीं कर दिया जाए, बिकॉज मेरी बातें परिणीता के साथ हो रही है, बट मोटा मोटा what is happening with Parinita, many of my common friends will want to know. Yeah, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ मैं उनकी बातें सुन के किसी और को बताओ नहीं परिनीता अभी is doing this or this is what is happening, तो मैंने बोला उसको थोड़ा स्ट्रक्चर कर देते. And what I realized, for every person, जैसे आपने बोला, everyone has some story to tell. We all go through ups and downs which is there. We are all सक्सेसफुल इन आवर ओन वे. हम किस तरीके से देखते हैं अपने आप को, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कई बार कुछ लोग गेट द लाइमलाइट, मेनी पीपल डोंट गेट द लाइमलाइट. So this was one such opportunity ki why not we talk to people, because there are, as you know, our common friends, there are people who are doctors, there are people who are businessmen, engineers, and सब लोग कुछ ना कुछ कर ही रहे हैं मतलब अपनी जिंदगी में, lot of things they are doing. So that was the idea of getting into it.
लेकिन पता है तो आपने एक काम बहुत अच्छा किया है। हम लोग भी अपने लाइफ में कुछ अच्छा काम करते रहते हैं। और जो सेलिब्रिटीज रहते हैं उनके तो इंटरव्यू होते रहते हैं, कॉपी विद करण एंड ऑल दैट, है ना। और लेकिन आपने कहीं ना कहीं अपने दोस्तों को वो फीलिंग दी है, एक सेलिब्रिटी वाला, कि कोई आकर अपना इंटरव्यू ले रहा है, यूट्यूब पे जा रहा है। सो एक डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस है। तो भले वो आइडिया आपके दिमाग में आया होगा, बट आपने कहीं ना कहीं जिन लोगों के इंटरव्यूज लिए हैं उनको कहीं ना कहीं एक सेलिब्रिटी वाला फीलिंग दिया है कि कोई आकर हमारा भी इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं, राइट। सो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड पार्ट ऑफ यू। मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा काम किया आपने ये, क्योंकि अपने दोस्तों को ये फीलिंग देना बहुत ही अच्छा। मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि उन्होंने किया हुआ कुछ अच्छा काम लोगों के सामने लाना, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं कुछ परसेंटेज में आप उनको सेलिब्रिटी बना रहे हो। ग्रेट वर्क।
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Tuhin, can I ask you who was your favorite faculty member in TAPME?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think after so many years, it becomes easy, I think, to talk about it. For us, many of my batchmates, and including me, I think Professor Kini was someone whom I was very, very impressed, because he used to be the first person whom we interacted. And when you are into that state, first thing, everything was a lot of pressure is there, but he was one person who will very nicely say, yeah, I think you need to try a little bit more. You need to prepare a little bit more. And very similar to what I think you had spoken, I was very reluctant to speak when I joined TAPME. So I think he was one person who helped me overcome that particular fear. And I think communication is one of the biggest asset which you require when you're looking at a management career. So Professor Kini, bless his soul, will be the person who will be my favorite teacher.
Yeah, he was great. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Shividya. Thank you.
Sir Tuhin, very nice meeting you after a long time. Always wanted to ask you one question, so please give me a chance today.
Definitely.
What is the best advice you have received in life, and how has it shaped your life?
Okay, and that's a very nice one, because I think I got a very nice advice about our wants and our needs which we have. Yeah? Because I think in all our life, when we are looking at career, trying to balance our different responsibilities which is there. So I think I was at a certain junction when I was taking a call that how much I should stress myself, because trying to take up a new job and all. So someone was trying to mentor and asked me this one particular question, because I think money that point was a important aspect. So he said, okay, just assume that any amount of money which you want, just think of a number. So maybe it was around 15 years back. So I said maybe 1 crore rupees and all something. He said, assume that it is there in your bank account. So I said, that's wonderful. So he said, think how your life is changing once you have that money coming in. So I looked at it. I said, I think I will still go for my dal roti or fish rice, which is there, which is what I love. I don't think I'm going to change anything on that. From a clothes point of view, I doubt either I will want to spend huge amount of money on just branded clothes. I'm pretty happy with wearing clothes which I am comfortable and which is comfortable for me and based on the occasion which is there. Same way it went on that, okay, do I want to upgrade my car? I said, I think it's fair enough. It's giving me enough. My car is doing well. Do I want to move from a place I have? I said, I'm pretty comfortable. Maybe one more extra room will be better and that kind of thing. So finally, what I got as a realization is many times money might not change things. And many times we run after money and we put a lot of pressure on us, because the job was ensuring that I had to be living away from my family. It would have mean that instead of already I was spending 11, 12 hours every day on the work, I would be doing some 15, 16 hours every day kind of work, which was there, different shifts and different timings than what I was doing. So that made me realize that there is more things than money which is there. So, and you need to have a right balance about what is it I need to have a good lifestyle or standard of living, and what is my want. Do I really require 1 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore, whatever amount is there, will I really be spending that kind of money, and I need to be running and doing that? So I think that was one of the wonderful advice which was given by one of my mentors. And thanks a lot for asking me that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for sharing that.
Okay.
I have a quick question. I have a quick
Yeah.
question for you.
Okay.
It revolves around my mind since long time. So today is opportunity, I think. See, I saw you as an engineer. I saw you as management guru, and now YouTuber. So which profession fascinated you a lot,
Okay.
and how you
So,
manage all this in one
okay,
go?
I think it's a little bit of a tough question and a googly which suddenly came out from nowhere. Okay, so okay, let me try to answer it as best as I can think about it. Um, I think when we go through different education, whether it's engineering or even management, at least for me, I never was very clear. I knew that, okay, if you go for engineering, you will get a good job and maybe your quality of life will improve. And the same worked when I was looking at, let's say, management education overall, saying that, okay, if you get a management education or do an MBA after that, you will get even better salary and maybe a slightly better work which is going to be there.
Yeah.
Now, having worked in both as an engineer and as a management professional, engineering at some point, I figured out that I am not exactly was in comfortable with the engineering concepts which were there. So, using the commonsensical approach, I was able to get it going and was successful and all. And that's what my bosses used to be saying there. Oh, you did a wonderful job. But at the back, there was a huge amount of uncertainty about am I doing it right? Will I get the particular thing going or not? So even now, if you ask me, I'm electrical engineer. I still am little uncomfortable if someone is willing to change a fuse or a bulb or something. I'll be happy to give it to that particular person. So that's how uncomfortable I am with anything related to engineering as a whole. But what I realized after I did management, as I told earlier, I was not very sure about what it entailed. But then I figured out that management required in a very simple way that there is a problem and you need to get out different alternatives and find out the best optimal solution for that. And in most of the situation, and I have been more in the management for the last 25 plus years, I figured out I have been able to do that. And I never felt any kind of uncertainty or a little bit of a being scared when some new situation came my way, saying that, okay, there is always a alternative. I should be able to find out if it's a management alternative. A technical alternative, I was not very sure about it. So that's how I've gone about managing it. So that's what is coming to my mind, and I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Okay. Great to hear. Inspirational.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tuhin ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
अभी जो ये सिंस मार्च जो 2020 से हम लोग जैसे घर बैठे हैं, तो जैसे बहुत सी बातें जो है जो हमें करने नहीं मिलती थी, तो आप तो काफी कुछ प्लानिंग भी करते होंगे या कुछ सोचते होंगे कि चलो आगे जाके क्या करना है। तो मेरे मन में एक सवाल है कि जैसे शायद आपका स्कूल एजुकेशन, कॉलेज एजुकेशन और ग्रेजुएशन तक आप नागपुर में पढ़े हो।
यस।
ओके, तो आपका नेटिव प्लेस कौन सा है? नेटिव?
So normally I call Nagpur as my hometown because मैं कलकत्ता हावड़ा में born हुआ, but 15 दिन 1 महीने के अंदर जो नागपुर में है वहीं पे मतलब सारा बचपन वहीं पे गुजरा।
तो अभी बेंगलोर में है आप, और शायद नागपुर से बाहर कितने साल हो गए?
बेंगलोर में अभी हम लोग 20 साल होने को है।
ओके। तो अभी जैसे एक एज के बाद आप क्या सोचते हैं कि नेटिव रिटर्न होंगे, या क्योंकि जैसे अभी अपनी किड्स और बेंगलोर जैसी सिटी में रहने के बाद तो थोड़ा सा यही है कि नागपुर थोड़ा स्लो है और अपॉर्चुनिटीज एक्सपोजर वो कंपैरेटिवली तो बेंगलोर तो बच्चों के लिए वही प्रीफर रहेगा, लेकिन
बराबर।
आपका क्या है प्लानिंग?
हाँ देखिए, आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट मैंने सोचा कि जब नागपुर देखा वगैरह, स्पेसिफिकली काफी सारे हमारे दोस्त थे जो डॉक्टर्स हैं, तो प्लस हमारा घर अभी भी नागपुर में है, तो फिर मेरे को बहुत इच्छा हुई कि नागपुर में जाके सेटल हो जाए। सो वाइफ से जब बातें किया तो शी वाज नॉट वेरी एक्साइटेड, एज यू राइटली सेड। शी हैज स्पेंट 20 years of her time in Bangalore. बैंगलोर का वेदर इज मच बेटर देन नागपुर वन।
यस
और
यस।
उसने अपना सोशल सर्कल बना दिया। मेरा तो फिर भी आई एम गोइंग बैक टू माय फ्रेंड, एक सोशल सर्कल है। तो आई थिंक फाइनली टेकिंग ऑल दिस इनटू कंसिडरेशन, हम आई थिंक विल बी स्टेइंग इन बैंगलोर ओनली आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट। सो फाइनल यहीं पे रहेंगे, तो कनेक्टिविटी भी ये होगा। नागपुर तो आना
एग्जैक्टली।
जाना रहेगा, बट आई डाउट विल बी एबल टू सेटल इन नागपुर।
यस।
Okay, so thanks a lot for this particular question. Yeah, wish you all the best. Bye.
थैंक यू, बाय।
I think the questions were very insightful, and I think your answer has given us a better understanding of you as a person to him. So, one thing which is coming to my mind, that how is it that all the questions were being asked by the ladies? Yeah, yeah. I think it's a valid observation, and in a way, I don't know whether it's embarrassing or not, but uh, I have been very fortunate. I have always uh, had very good support from the ladies, or the people from the opposite sex, who has been very kind to me. So they wanted to ask me questions, and I could not. There were other people also who have wanted to ask me questions, but the ladies were very persistent, so I had to give them the opportunity to ask me the questions. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. Okay. What one, let's say, AMA question from my side will be, tell us about one thing which is little different for each of your family members in the Banerjee household. I think this is a tough one because yeah, family members, there are definitely variation from individual to individual from the same family. There are few, I hope my family members will not mind me spelling it out for them. If I look at my mom, she has this habit of hers that she will put up an alarm in the morning at 5 or 5:30, and she will get up and then take a medicine, because I believe the doctors told her that you should need to have it early morning, yeah, and at a particular fixed time. So she will have the medicine and then she'll go back to sleep. Uh, so which I find it quite amazing to talk about it. But I say, okay, fair enough. If you feel that that is the right way of taking medicine and you are not discomforted, who am I to react on that? Yeah. Coming to my wife, Sumitra, I think one of the things which I still struggle after 25 years is um, the time which is taken by her to get ready when we are going out and all. Uh, so we can never, for example, get ready, or she can get ready in, let's say, a short period of time. So minimum time is 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Yeah. And now I have figured out how to manage it. So I will tell her that, okay, you guys take your time. You just tell me 10 minutes before when you are planning to leave that you are ready. So then I'll wear my clothes in 5 minutes and I will be ready in that particular time. So that's is something which I still find it little difficult to adjust to. Coming to my elder daughter, she is got her own time schedule. So she will be awake till 4:35 in the morning. and then they are able to sleep till 12, 1, and maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and maybe 3 o'clock if you don't wake her up, and if she does not have work and all. So that's something which is, I think, a different kind of thing which is there. Um, I don't know how much is good for the health and all, but hopefully, as she is an adult, she can manage whatever she is doing. The younger daughter, uh, Priyasha, she is got this very unique habit that at the end of having every meal, whether it's lunch or dinner, she needs to have a white rice, and she will have it without anything. So just a couple of spoons of white rice she needs to have every point in time. And maybe it started when she was a child, and the end she used to have that, and she still continues that particular practice which is there. Coming to my I think two pets who are very much part of our family member, Snow and Piku. They have very different kind of again temperament, the way to say. Piku, who is the our lady uh, of the house, she will always want to be petted, and sometimes she will come if I'm sitting in the sofa. She will look at me with the eyes and say, please pet me and all, and then try to jump up on the sofa and just sit next to me, that so I will be forced to pet her. Snow is as a male alpha. He's little bit. He will also come. He will push me and all. But the moment I try to catch him, he will run off. He will also get up in the sofas when I'm sitting, but he will come more and uh, try to fight with me, saying that why are you sitting here? Maybe his way of saying, why don't you go and do some worthwhile work? And so this is about our family members. Oh, that's great. That's great. Thanks a lot for being very candid and sharing about your Zindagi Ka Safar. We really hope that you will be coming up with season 2 of Zindagi Ka Safar, and all of us will be eagerly looking forward to that. Wish you all the best, and thanks a lot for joining on this particular podcast. Yeah, definitely. I think it's an emotional moment for us, or at least for me, because I think we did 75 episode. As I'm saying, this is the 77th, the 75th episode which I'm having. Um, so hopefully we'll come back with season 2, and which might be very different and will be as equally exciting as the season 1 which is there. Um, because there are so many friends and so many stories to be captured, or so many Zindagi Ka Safars to be spoken about and to be bought in the mainstream for other people to know how people are living their life. Um, but as of now, we are going to be taking this break, and I really thank everyone, all my subscribers, and all the individuals who have watched my shows from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate the love and all the support which has been given by all of you. And special thanks to all the guests who, without being asking too many questions, gave me all the opportunity to ask the questions, and very gallantly took out the time out and came on this show for episode 1. Till then, wish you all the best, and hope everyone is doing good, and God bless all of you. Bye bye. Okay, thanks. Bye.